So, hello and good day. So, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon is about elasticity. Okay? So, let us first define ano ba yung tinatawag natin na elasticity. Okay, so when we say elasticity, it is a property of a material, property of the object by virtue which it regained its original configuration after the removal of the deforming force. For example, yung mga rubber bands natin, 'di ba, yung mga rubber bands, if nag-apply tayo ng deforming force in which, for example, hinila natin yung rubber band, ang tendency, ang mangyayari is mababago yung kanyang configuration or yung kanyang shape. 'Di ba, 'pag binanat natin yung rubber band, hinila natin, nababago yung kanyang shape in which humahaba siya and numinipis yung rubber band natin. Now, when we say elasticity, yun yung property ng material na nagpapabalik sa original shape ng material after natin siya na hilahin or 'pag inalis natin yung force na humihila doon sa object, babalik sa original na configuration yung ating material. So, yun yung property na tinatawag natin na elasticity. Now, ano yung tinatawag natin na deforming force? When we say deforming force of an object, it is a force which produce a change in configuration o kaya nade-deform yung ating object. Okay? Sa madadaling sabi, nade-deform yung ating object kapag ka nag-apply tayo nitong tinatawag natin na deforming force. So, yun ang deforming force. Say, for example, we have an object, itong object na to, and yung object na yon has a specific cross-sectional area A, which is ito yun yung yellow na yan. Okay, so mayroong cross-sectional area A, yung object natin here. Okay, so the cross-sectional area A ng object natin, kapag ka nag-apply tayo ng deforming force in which hinila natin, for example, dito sa part na to, in-apply natin yung force papunta dyan, hinila natin, nagkaroon tayo ng deformation na ganito kahaba or ganyan kalaki na deformation. Okay? So, yung F na to, itong F na to or the force, sa yung tinatawag natin na deforming force. Meanwhile, yung nabago dun sa configuration ng ating object, siya yung tinatawag natin as the deformation. Okay? So, yun yung deformation. So, yan ang deforming force na tinatawag. Now, when we say elastic limit, it is the upper limit of deforming force up to which, if the deforming force is removed, the body regain its original form completely, and beyond which, if deforming force is increased, the body loses its property of elasticity and gets permanently deformed. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating elastic limit, for example, nag-apply tayo ng force. Okay? For example, nag-apply tayo ng 10 kilonewton na force dito sa object na to, and pag inalis natin yung force na yon, yung 10 kilonewton na force na yon, yung object is bumabalik sa original form. Now, pag bumalik siya sa original form, that maximum force, okay, that determining, that deforming force na maximum in which babalik sa original position, yun yung tinatawag natin na elastic limit. Once na lumampas na doon sa maximum force, or dun sa elastic limit natin, ang mangyayari dun sa object is mapermanently, made-deform na siya. Hindi na siya babalik sa original form. Ganito yan. Imagine, meron kayong rubber band and hinila nyo siya. 'Di ba? Ang elastic limit na tinatawag, pag hinila natin yung rubber band, hanggat inihila natin siya, and yung maximum force, maximum deforming force na hinila natin, and which pag binitawan natin, babalik siya sa original form, yun yung elastic limit. Now, once na yung elastic limit na yon, hinila nyo pa, di ba, mapuputol na yung rubber band. And pag naputol yung rubber band, na-deform na siya permanently. Okay, so yun yung elastic limit na tinatawag. Meanwhile, meron din tayong proportional limit na tinatawag. It is the limit where the object can still return back to its original form. Yun yung bago dumating sa elastic limit, na andito yung proportional limit natin sa part na to. Okay? So, yung elastic limit natin is nandito in which nagkakaroon tayo ng maximum deformation sa elastic limit kapag nag-apply tayo ng maximum force. Beyond the elastic limit is rupture na siya, meaning masisira na yung ating object. Okay? So, beyond the elastic limit. Sa baba is the proportional limit dito. That is proportionate to the force and to the deformation, yung proportional limit natin. Babalik sa original form yung ating object. So, yun ang proportional limit. Okay. So, strain. Meron tayong tatlong uri. We have longitudinal strain, volumetric strain, and shearing strain. Isa-isayin natin. So, pag sinabi nating strain, that is the fractional change in configuration, which is also called strain. Sa madaling sabi, strain is equals to the deformation or change in length, which is ito, yung deformation natin, symbol for deformation, divided by the original na length. Kinatay po yan. Length yan. The deformation over L. So, ito yung formula natin ng strain. Fractional change ng deformation over the total or the original length. Okay? So, kung papansinin nyo, yung deformation is ito sa part na to. Meanwhile, yung original length is naandito lang. Mula dito sa fixed end hanggang dito sa dulo. Nung nag-apply tayo ng force F, nagkaroon ng deformation na kung kukunin natin yung ratio ng deformation divided by the total length L, yun yung tinatawag natin as the strain. So, yun yung formula natin for strain. Strain, ito yung symbol na to, epsilon, that is equal to etong symbol na to divided by the original length L. Strain is equals to the deformation delta divided by the L. So, basta tandaan nyo itong deformation delta na to, yan yung, after nyo na ma-apply yung deforming force, yan yung total amount na na-deform yung isang object natin. Okay? Punta tayo sa tinatawag natin na stress. Ano nga ba yung tinatawag natin na stress? So sa real life, kung na-stress tayo, that is just similar sa mga objects natin. Pag nag-apply tayo ng isang certain force sa isang certain area ng object natin, yung object na yon undergoes certain stresses. Depende sa kung ano yung orientation ng force dun sa object natin. Okay. So, when we say stress, it is the measurement of what the material feels from externally applied forces per unit area. Ano nga ba yung nararamdaman ng material kapag nag-apply tayo ng force sa labas, sa external part ng material? Ano nga ba yung mangyayari? Ano nga ba yung mafe-feel ng material? Okay? So, here, ang nangyayari, ang gagawin natin is yung externally applied na force, F, i-divide natin yung unit area na ina-applyan ng force natin. Okay? So, or the measurement of material to withstand external force per unit area without breaking. Okay? Yung maximum stress na tinatawag, ito yon. Yung maximum stress na tinatawag, yung maximum force na kayang i-withstand nung area natin na hindi siya nasisira. Okay? For example, meron kayong upuan, 'di ba? Meron kayong upuan in which yung upuan na yon kayang-kaya niya ang 70 na kilo. Okay? 70 kilos na hindi nasisira. Now, pag dinagdagan natin yung force na yon dun sa certain part ng upuan, for example, dun mismo sa upuan na yon, dinagdagan nyo yung force and nasira siya, meaning yung stress na na-undergo nung material is lumampas na siya dun sa maximum stress na kayang i-withstand lang nung material. Okay? So, yun ang meaning ng stress. Stress, formula-based, stress S is equals to force over area. Okay? So, yung area na resisting doon sa applied force natin. So, ang medyo crucial lang dito is paano natin hahanapin itong area na ito given that meron tayong applied force F doon sa ating object. Okay? So, we have different types of stresses. We have the normal stress. If the deforming force is applied to the normal area, then the stress is called normal stress. When we say normal area, the force is perpendicular to the area. Okay? So, kung papansinin nyo, ito yung area A. Yan, itong cross-sectional area na to, ganyan yung plane. Diba? Let's draw a plane para makita nyo. So, yung example ito, yan. Yan yung plane natin. Lakihan lang natin yung cross-sectional area. Yan yung cross-sectional area nito. A. Yan. Kung papansinin nyo, kung titingnan nyo yung plane, pag ganyan siya, pahiga. Pahiga yung plane. Now, pag nag-apply tayo ng force dito pababa, yan, pababa dun sa plane na yon. Yan, pababa dyan. Yan. Pag perpendicular siya, tinatawag natin siya as the normal stress. Okay? So, formula-based normal stress, Sn, is equals to the force divided by the area perpendicular. Okay? Kaya, normal stress na tinatawag kasi normal area. Normal area or perpendicular dun sa force yung area natin. So, we have two types of normal stress. Dalawang uri ng normal stress. We have the tensile stress. If there is an increase in length, and compression stress if there is a decrease in length. So, ano pagkakaiba ng dalawa? Tensile, kapag yung force natin is pahila, okay, hinila natin, na-deform, humaba yung original length. Siyempre, pag hinihila, malamang hahaba yan. Okay, pag humaba, ang mangyayari is magkakaroon ng deformation na length, hahaba yung object natin. So, yun yung tensile stress. Tensile stress. Meanwhile, yung compression, from the word itself, compress, i-compress natin, meaning pababa. I-compress natin yung material, F. Itong F is directly, yung direction niya, papunta dun sa resisting area. Pababa sa resisting area. And, ang mangyayari niyan is, iikli yung ating length. Iikli yung length, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng deformation dito. Umikli yung, ayan, hanggang dyan na lang yung length natin. Umikli siya as compared dun sa tensile stress. Yun yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa. Yung tensile is pahila, kaya hahaba. Compression, patulak, kaya iikli yung original length natin. Yun yung pagkakaiba between the tensile stress and the compression stress. So, yan yung unang type ng stress. We have the normal stress. Yung pangalawa is yung tinatawag natin na tangential or shearing. Shearing stress. Ito naman, when we say shearing, the force is applied parallel to the cross-sectional area. Okay? So, again, kung titingnan natin yung cross-sectional area natin, kanina, yung cross-sectional area is paganyan, di ba? Paganyan yung cross-sectional area. Now, yung i-apply natin na force is papunta dyan. Right? Papunta dyan. Yan. Kung ito yung plane natin, ito yung plane, and nag-apply kayo ng force na paganyan, yan yung tinatawag natin na shearing stress. So, anong mangyayari? Anong mangyayari dun sa material natin? So, ang mangyayari, di ba, pag sinabi nating shear, parang magugupit yan. Magugupit or mapuputol yung material natin. Okay? So, yan ang tinatawag natin na shearing stress. Yung area nito is parallel to the cross-sectional area. Itong area na to, pag tinulak natin pa ganyan, mahihila or masishir ito dito sa area na to. Kumbaga, ito yung magre-resist na area dito sa force na to. And the same scenario, kapag shinir naman natin ito, tinulak natin ito sa part na to, ang mangyayari is itong area na naandito sa loob, yung nandyan sa loob na yan na area, yan yung magre-resist ito. Ito yung magre-resist sa force na to para hindi ma-shear itong object na to. Okay? So, yung shearing stress, kung papansinin nyo, dalawang force yan. Merong force dito and merong force din na acting upward dito. Ayan, pataas dyan. Tapos ito naman pababa. So, ang mangyayari, since merong dalawang object or dalawang force na meron dito, tapos meron dito sa kabila, ang mangyayari sa material is probably masishare siya sa gitna or mahati siya sa gitna, parang guguntingin siya sa gitna dyan sa part na yan. So, yung area dun sa gitna, in between, yan, itong area dito sa gitna na to, yun yung tinatawag natin na cross-sectional area nito. Wherein, kung papansinin nyo, yung force at saka yung area, they are parallel. So, pag parallel, matik, tangential, or shearing stress. Kapag ka perpendicular, normal stress na tinatawag. Okay, so yan yung different types of stresses. Okay, so may tinatawag tayo na Young's modulus. Ano ba yung Young's modulus na tinatawag? So, when you say Young's modulus, so dito pumapasok yung Hooke's law na tinatawag. So, within the limit of elasticity or the proportional limit, the stress is directly proportional to the strain. Okay? So, sabi sa Hooke's law, the stress is proportional to the strain. Okay? Stress is directly proportional to strain, yan ang ini-indicate sa Hooke's law. So, anong meron dyan? Where, kapalitan natin to, itong equation of proportionality, papalitan natin siya para maging equal, dadagdag tayo ng constant of proportionality. Ayan. Itong E. Ano nga ba yung E na yan? Yung E na yan, ito, is the modulus of elasticity of the material. Okay? Yan yung tinatawag natin na modulus of elasticity ng material. That is the property of a material, yung E na yan. That is a constant E, wherein nakadepende yan sa material kung ano nga ba yung tinatawag natin na modulus of elasticity. Now, we have different types of modulus of elasticity. We have the Young's modulus of elasticity, the bulk modulus of elasticity, and the modulus of rigidity. Now, galing dito sa formula na to na stress is equals to E times the strain. 'Di ba? May formula tayo kanina ng stress which is F over A. Stress is equals to F over A. Tama. And then yung strain, we also have formula na delta over L. Nandun yun sa kanina na diniscuss natin. Stress is equals to F over A and yung strain is equals to delta over L. Then we will substitute this here. And ito naman, substitute natin to dito sa strain. Okay? So, ang mangyayari, magiging, yung stress natin, magiging F over area resisting, yan, resisting that A, yan yung F natin, is equal to E, yan yung E, yung delta L is the deformation over L. Okay? So, yung delta L is equal to the deformation then or the change in length. Deformation over L. Yan na yung formula natin. From stress, which is F over A, is equal to E. Yan yung E. And then yung strain is deformation over L. Now, if we will simplify this formula, itong iwan natin yung delta L. Yung F times L na nasa denominator, i-cross multiply natin doon. Kaya ang mangyayari, magiging F times L. Okay? And then, yung A or yung area, ito is nasa numerator, kaya i-multiply natin siya sa A. Sa denominator sa other side ng equation, kaya magiging A times A. So, therefore, makukuha natin yung formula natin for deformation, which is equal to FL over AE. Wherein, itong sigma natin is, itong delta, itong symbol natin na delta, which is ganyan. Ayan. Symbol ng deformation delta is equals to F or the force times L, which is yung length natin, times A, which is the resisting area ng force. Okay? Resisting area yan ng force. And E is the modulus of elasticity. So, tandaan natin yan, yung formula na ito. Wherein the deformation is equals to FL over A. So let's try answering this example. So, ang sabi dyan, determine the deformation of a 4-inch diameter shaft whose original length is 3 meter, 3.0 meter. The modulus of elasticity is 200 gigapascal or 29 times 10 raised to 6 psi or pound per square inch if the applied force is 80 kilonewton. So, meron daw tayong applied force na 80 kilonewton. Yung length ng shaft is 3 meters. Then, yung diameter daw ng shaft is 4 inches. So, ang pinapahanap sa atin is hanapin daw natin yung total deformation. So, ang gagawin natin is first, let's draw yung shaft natin para ma-visualize natin yung mga given. Okay? So, we have, for example, ito yung shaft, cross-sectional area. Ay. Ay, baba natin. Ayusin natin yung paka-drawing ng shaft. Imagine nyo na lang, shafting yan. Shafting. Ay. Yan. So, imagine, meron tayong shaft dito. We have that shaft. And meron daw force F na nag-a-apply dun sa shaft. So, di natin alam if compression or tensile, pero consider na lang natin siya as compression. Okay? So, 80 kilonewton of force. So, we have force F, which is equivalent to 80 kilonewton. Bas. Now, yung diameter daw nito is 4 inches. Okay? So, yung diameter ng shaft is 4 inches. And yung total length nung shaft or yung haba niya is 3 meters. Yan. So, kung papansinin nyo, we also have given din yung modulus of elasticity E nung ating material which is 200 gigapascals. Okay? So, kung papansinin natin, hindi consistent yung units, iba-iba yung units, pero mas madali kung gagawin natin to in SI. So, ang pinapahanap sa atin, required, is the deformation. And we all know that the deformation is equals to F L over A E. Okay? So, lagay natin, deformation is 80 kilonewton times yung length natin na 3 meters all over area, since circular yan, circular yung resisting area dito. So, therefore, ang i-consider natin is area ng circle. So, area ng circle is pi over 4 times the diameter which is 4 inch squared times yung E natin na 200 GPa. Pero kung papansinin natin is hindi consistent sa units kasi ito naka-meter, ito naka-inches. So therefore, para mas madali yung pag-solve natin, ang gawin natin is mag-convert muna tayo para maging consistent sa units. Okay? So let's start by converting itong E, which is 200 gigapascal. So, di ba, that is also equivalent to 200 times 10 raised to 3 kilo Pascal. And ang kilopascal, equivalent siya sa kilonewton per meter squared. So, okay na. Naka-kilonewton per meter squared na to. Ito is naka-kilonewton, naka-kilonewton, naka-meter, naka-meter. So, okay na yung isang unit natin nung E. Now, convert din natin yung diameter, which is equal to 4 inch. Convert natin ito into meter. So, alam natin na 1 feet is 12 inches. And 1 meter, we have 3.28 feet. Okay? So, makuha natin yung diameter using our calculator. So, 4 times 1 over 12 times 1 over 3.28 feet per 1 meter. Makukuha natin yung ating diameter kasi itong, baliktad pala to. Wait. Times 12 pala, hindi 1 over 12. Ay, 4 inch. Tama. Kasi makakancel out yung inches, kakancel yung inches, makancel yung feet, may iwan is naka-meter, which is 0.1016. 0.1016 meters. Okay? So, 0.1016. Naka-meter na, naka-meter, naka-kilonewton, naka-kilonewton. So, proceed na tayo sa formula ng deformation is equals to FL over AE. So, yung force natin is 80 kilonewton times yung length na 3 meters all over area pi over 4 times diameter na 0.1016 meter kaso naka-squared times yung E natin na 200 times 10 raised to 3 kilonewton per meter squared. Since sabi natin ang kilopascal is equivalent to kilonewton per meter squared. So, magka-cancel yung kilonewton, magka-cancel yung isang meter. Mali. Yung meter squared na neto, kasi magmi-meter squared ba yan, makakancel ito. So, ang maiwan na lang is meter na naandun sa taas. Okay? So, in meters, so 80 times 3 over pi over 4 times 0.1016 squared times 200 times 10 raised to 3. Yan, 200 times 10 raised to 3 yan. Ito na lang yung ginamit ko. Itong times 10 raised to x. So, kaso wag na natin i-erase. Kung gagamitin nyo to, wag nyo nang erase directly times 10 raised to 3 na yan. Okay? So, press equal. Makukuha natin yung deformation natin which is 0.148 meter. Or kung inches ang pinapahanap, simply convert nyo na lang times 12. Pero since yung length natin is naka-meter, okay na to. Okay? Meter yung sagot natin sa deformation or 0.148 meters. By answering this one and isasama nyo siya dun sa naunang binigay ko dun sa last. So, isasama nyo to. Itong another example or activity natin. Okay? So, that ends our tutorial about elasticity.